I invite you to ignite your sacred heart with transformational, loving compassion that awakens unity consciousness and honors the sovereign freedom of all. I'm Sally Page. Welcome to Healing Your Sacred Feminine. Hello and welcome. I'm excited that you have taken the time to join me today. I want to tell you that if you stay with me till the end, I have a very special gift for you. It is a meditation sound healing light activation that will activate healing your sacred feminine on all levels of your being. And it deepens every time you listen to it. I'm excited to share this with you, so stay tuned till the end. I want to talk to you about your life and how are things going? How do you feel about what is really going on? What are your challenges and your struggles? What makes you feel like life is either working or like you're struggling? Because there is so much that is changing in our world right now. There's so much to challenge us in our world right now. And the sacred feminine is such an important part of this. Because for women, it is a really important time to ignite our power, but not just in the sense of power and force and pushing our way through things, but in the way of divine feminine wisdom that is igniting the sacred within, going into the deep feminine wisdom that offers a new way of being, a new way of expressing ourselves in the world. And this is incredibly powerful. So I want to offer you a couple ideas as the foundation for our time together. First of all, there is a law of the universe that says the macrocosm is a reflection of the microcosm. And your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So if you look around the world and how things are going, it's a reflection of how things are going within humanity, within their inner world, within our inner world, yours and mine. Humanity has forgotten some very basic things. And one important thing is that all life is sacred. You are sacred, your body is sacred, your energy is sacred, and the light of your soul, your infinite spirit, is sacred. This light connects you to everything that is sacred. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Because this is what has created the imbalance in our world. When we treat other people, other human beings, or the earth, or the life on the earth, as though it is not sacred, it is not valuable, it creates an imbalance. And this imbalance goes back to the very core of love. So let's create a sacred space to go into this heart of love together today, because this is where the power begins. So let's breathe deeply and evenly into our hearts. Let's feel, see, and imagine our hearts expanding with love. Pure, unconditional love. Pure love that honors all that is sacred, all that is life, all that is human, with dignity, with respect, with honor. Let's create a sacred space of light around us now, calling in a golden circle around us now, a golden, beautiful golden light to form a field of power and protection around us now, and calling in a circle of inner pink light that brings to our hearts the very softness, the pureness, the tenderness of love. Breathe that deeply into your energy and the space around you. And within this space, we meet through the power of our higher self, our soul, our I am presence. to meet with this light that exists between us, with this love that connects all of reality. So as you open your heart and your body to receive this, and your body to feel this, and your mind to know the truth of love, and your consciousness to expand into love in our time together, we're going to examine the options and the obstacles that we feel towards pure unconditional love. Because pure unconditional love holds the power and the compassion that can penetrate the greatest darkness and that can heal our deepest wounds and heal the divine feminine in all of us. Because the divine feminine is not just in a female heart. Every heart has aspects of both the feminine and the divine masculine. So it is in the healing of that separation with the divine part of us that we truly come in to the greatest expression of our love. And this is where the transformation comes. We can truly transform the trauma, the chaos and disharmony of humanity. We have a chance to bring together unification of humanity that can bring about peace on earth. What does this mean for you in your daily life? Where do you struggle? Where do you feel like, I don't know what to do. I don't feel good enough. I don't feel strong enough. I'm too afraid, or maybe I'm too overwhelmed. We all have those feelings. That's a human feeling. It's normal. But how can we grow beyond those? How can we be more of our best wholeness, our divine optimal self? If we look at what we are, as we come into life on earth, this human journey, we are here to become more love. We are here to give, receive, be, and express more love. This is one of the first steps of our journey as we start realizing the impressive capabilities of love. Love that changes how we look at ourselves. It can change our inner self-talk. When you do something wrong, what do you say to yourself? You say, oh, that was stupid, or why did you do that? I'm going to ask you to become aware of your self-talk. Make it more loving. Make it more compassionate. What if you said, oh, you know what? There's a purpose for everything. There must be a reason why that happened. All is well. I'm trusting life. All is good. All is in divine order in every moment. So we're also energy, vibration, and consciousness. I'm a medical intuitive that has done healing work for 15 years. And this is how I work with healing. It's working with energy, vibration, and consciousness, and more, the actual connection to the soul. We come into harmony as we bring all aspects of our being into harmony. That means to really be in harmony, we have to look at what is our consciousness, because our consciousness impacts our energy and vibration. Our consciousness is also impacted by the way we consciously connect with our higher self, our soul, and the divine, or source, or God, whatever your name is for God or the divine. They're all good. Every path to this divine greater experience that is greater than our human experience and that is pure love. It doesn't matter what your description of it is or what your pathway is to get there. All pathways to this discovery are perfect. Or even if you're looking at it from just a philosophical viewpoint or a scientific viewpoint, whatever brings you to this place is perfect, because that is your journey and that's what it's meant to be. My journey is spiritual. It's also scientific and a little bit philosophical, but the more I go into this, the deeper I go, the more spiritual my journey has become. As I've helped people with their healing experiences, their life and death challenges, the spiritual aspect is our foundation. It's where we discover our greatest wholeness. So this is what I want to share with you today. As we embody the light of our soul, the I Am Presence, the higher self, that is our infinite eternal self, the part that goes beyond our physical experience in this human form, as we embody that, as we embrace that through our consciousness, our intentions, our focused meditations, prayers, intentions, and invocations, our human genome ignites to new levels of ability to transmit the light. And we are literally able to infuse the DNA of our human body with more light as we connect with the light of our I Am Presence and our higher self, as we use that connection to reach in to communion with source energy, with God energy. This is where we ignite the light within ourselves, our divine higher self. And this is where we connect with the oneness of all life. There are many methods, many descriptions of it. The indigenous people call it the Great Spirit. And they recognize the sacredness of all of life, the sacredness of each other and community, and the sacredness of the earth herself. This is divine harmony. This is sacred harmony. And this is what our soul longs to restore. It's so important to really step forward, to create something new and different and inspirational. If you're a movement maker or agent of change or a leader or a light worker or a healer, this is where our journey expands to the next level. This is where we really do what we've come here to do. And I'm so grateful to connect with you. Because as we do this, as we step more and more into conscious awareness of this merging with our I Am Presence, merging with our higher self, this is where we truly step into our power and our possibilities. So why is this so important right now? If you look at your life and what you want to change, what you want to make better, more loving, more harmonious, this is the way to do it. It's tapping into the divine capabilities that we have as we grow into this amazing connection. And if you don't like what you see in your outer world, look at your inner world and see what is going on inside of you. Where do you feel disconnected or separate? What part of you or what part of your life may feel like you're not honoring it as sacred, like you're not embracing it as sacred? The human journey can be so challenging, and it frequently shows up in our body or in relationships or other circumstances of our life. And when we start to recognize that we are all one energy, the divine is one energy, all of life is part of that divine oneness. We are all part of that divine oneness, which means we are also all part of each other. You cannot do wrong, do harm, disrespect, or dishonor any other part of life without doing that same thing to yourself. If you're in judgment towards another, you're in judgment towards yourself. If you're criticizing someone else, it's because there's part of yourself that you're also critical towards. So if we can recognize this and go deep inside, we start to heal the parts of us that we've rejected, the parts of us that have been wounded or that have been traumatized, and that we have created a barrier between that part of ourself and that infinite heart of love that is expanding within us. So I would like to offer you some more ideas about this. You are a valuable part of this experience of the human journey, not just for yourself, but for everyone that you are in contact with. You are valuable to the people around you, the people you work with, your family, your community, the circles of people you connect with. You are a valuable contribution to this planet. Whether you realize it or not, what you do matters. The energy, the love, the light that you hold in your heart, in your being, in your energy, in the words you speak, and in the actions you take are so important. You are valuable and you are powerful. So I'm inviting you to make a change. If you are ready to bring forward your greatest potential to fill the world with love, to be the love that you have always felt inside of you, to live your inspiration and your highest purpose, the divine feminine may be the path for you. Why is this the case? For eons of time, the divine feminine has been suppressed. Women have been the most suppressed group of people on this planet for a very long time. It has only been in the recent few generations that women have started to gain equal rights legally, socially, in the workplace, in so many aspects of life. So we have a tremendous opportunity to flood our hearts with this divine feminine love. Now, the power of this love, the divine feminine, is not better than the masculine. It's just the first step of healing, because there's an intuitive quality that comes through the divine feminine. This sense of inner knowing, this sense of heart awareness, this sense of maybe body awareness that gives you a sense of knowing this is the right thing, this is the wrong thing, this is guiding me, this feels right, I know this is right. All these feelings that you have are intuitive. And it's when we allow that feminine quality of intuition, that softness and tenderness of compassion towards ourself, to really fill our hearts and our beings with love, that we ignite something new. And that is our potential of compassionate love in the world. We must ignite that for ourselves before we can ignite it for others, because we are not able to fully love until we've loved ourselves more. So if we heal our heart a little bit, we can give a little bit more love and compassion, because we cannot give out of emptiness. Women have been taught, many women, not all, have been taught to care for everyone first and then take care of themselves. And I'm here to tell you that you fill yourself up with your very best if you love and care for yourself first. Filling yourself up with love, nurturing yourself, caring for yourself honors your physical body. Healing your temple, your creative vessel, your body, that literally, the feminine body literally is a creative vehicle that transforms the conscious thought, the inspiration, the light into physical form. We literally can birth life. So this is huge. Let's be really conscious about what we're birthing through our consciousness and our emotions and intentions. As we become aware of our inner potential, we can expand that as we heal and love ourselves more. So our healing work is very important. Conscious healing, emotional healing, physical healing of the body. It's very, very important. And I have to say, it's a process I worked on. I started working with healing the divine feminine And then I had my own experience of pelvic prolapse that I had to heal. And that was a very, very significant journey. I had to take time off work. I almost had surgeries. And eventually, it healed with my healing work and the help of other healers and some really amazing people that I've worked with, and some really divine things that came through and spoke to me. I've had an extraordinary healing journey, and I'm so grateful for it. But because of that, I didn't have to have the surgery, and more things ignited in me emotionally, consciously. I've had huge issues of rejection of the feminine ancestry of my lineage. And that healing made me look at it and go into deep, deep acceptance of things that were not comfortable for me, deep acceptance of things I didn't really like or appreciate. So it was a big healing journey, and it was a very expansive one for me. So I have to say that there's a reason for everything we go through. Every challenge, every struggle, everything that feels like it is creating suffering in our life is really there to create our mastery, there to lead us to become more of who we are as we merge with the divinity within us. So your powerful love and light are needed, not just by you, but by all those you love and all those around you, by your community, and by literally everyone on this planet. And the thing is, as we join together with the intention to create love and compassion that honors the dignity, respects the human equality, honors the sovereign divinity of our higher self, the light of our soul, that is where the game changes. And I don't know about you, but I am ready to change the game. I would love to live in a world of love and compassion, where all people are treated with human dignity and respect and honor, where there is peace between all countries, all nations, all religions, all races, because we are one family. It's time to get over the differences. They're trivial. They may not seem like it right now, but when you get down to the core of reality, we are each other's greatest assets. Because if we work together, we have solutions for so many of our problems that may seem insurmountable alone. We cannot solve the world's problems alone. We solve them as we come together in love, as we work together with respect and harmony for each other. We bring together all the gifts, all the skills, all the geniuses that are needed to solve our problems in a way that brings harmony to humanity, that brings harmony to all of life. Because we are literally weaving our light into the harmony of human consciousness with each other. We are literally weaving our light into the conscious connection with the earth and all of life on the earth. It is so important that we really look at what is sacred to us. What is your personal inspiration? What is your passion? What brings the greatest joy to your heart? Because that is truly your path of destiny. We are meant to live in joy, not in struggle, not in poverty, not in fear. We are meant to be in love, knowing that we are love, living an experience of expanding into love, and letting that love enrich every aspect of our lives, our being, and the kind of world we're building together. We're all responsible for it. We can't sit back and hope someone else will do this for us. You're here because you have a part to play in what is going on in your family, your community, and on the planet. So it is so important that you value the love that you hold in your heart and what you can do with it. So I'm calling to each person who feels inspired to grow into this, to listen to what I'm going to be sharing on these podcasts. I know that there are really two big factions on this planet right now. One is love and one is fear. Fear is about control. It's about shutting you down, keeping you small, keeping you from doing what you're really here to do. And then there's love that loves who you are, no matter where you are, no matter how you feel. Love that has compassion for your wounds, your traumas, your challenges in life. But love that knows there is something great in you. There is something genius and powerful and divine in you. And this is the love that will open the door that takes you from where you are to the divine wholeness that you are becoming as you embrace the higher light of your I am presence and your higher self. This is where we really, as I said, it's the game changer. It's where the human suffering is transformed because it is replaced by a multidimensional awareness, a divine inner knowing that guides you. Because when you embrace this, there is guidance that takes you every step of the way. There is light that opens the doors to synchronicities and amazing things that would never happen from the lower human awareness of fear. Fear keeps you shut down, feeling small, constricted, and you can even feel frozen or overwhelmed with fear. And if you feel that way, it's okay. It's part of the human emotions. We've all felt that way. We all have those moments. I'm inviting you into a new way of being, a new way of experiencing life. When you move into this higher self-awareness and it starts to merge in with your consciousness, infinite opportunities begin to open, divine synchronicities appear, and life becomes different. You know things that you don't know otherwise. You are guided to take bigger and bigger steps that require you to get rid of and break through more and more levels of fear. And that's part of our growth, because no matter where we are in our journey, there's always something that can be, oh, wow, how do I do that? That's scary, or I don't know how, or I don't know what to do. And it's that inner guidance that's so incredibly beautiful and powerful, because it can take you to where you need to go when you don't know how to get there. And that is so beautiful. And it is also part of our challenge to become our bigger self, our higher self, our divine self, as we step into the journey of our souls. The soul journey is a gift of our human experience. And the love that we develop, the love that we fill our heart up with and store in our conscious wisdom, the light that we open ourselves up to become, is always with us. It doesn't go away from lifetime to lifetime. It is stored in our human genome. It is stored in the Akashic records of our soul. This is where the light goes from lifetime to lifetime, and that love, that wisdom that we've gained, and that mastery that we've developed also goes from lifetime to lifetime. So, dear friend, you are a powerful being of light. You are infinite. You are eternal. You are so divinely loved and cared for in every moment. There is no reason to feel alone. And if you are afraid, there is help for you. There are ways to break through the fear. and embrace the light that you are. I'm so excited and grateful to be on this journey with you. I want to thank you for spending time with me today. And I want to remind you that I have a meditation for you that will be available in the link below. I'd also like to invite you to visit me at healingyoursacredfeminine.com and connect with me on your favorite social media. I really, truly care about what's going on with you, what sort of information you would like to see and hear on the shows, and just what's going on with you. Connect with me. We are a community, and I invite you to join my social media and stay in touch. May you be blessed. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. Hello, this is Sally Page, and I'm so excited to welcome you to this new show. And I want to talk to you about the name, but let's set a sacred space to get started. Let us breathe deeply and evenly into our hearts, allowing our hearts to open up to a sacred inner space where we can connect heart to heart and soul to soul for our time together today. Let us open our hearts to each other to hear the inner voice of our heart's wisdom as we open our ears to hear and our eyes to see and our consciousness to awaken to higher light within us. This is going to be such an exciting time together. I'm so grateful that you joined me. I want to talk to you about the name of this show, Healing Your Sacred Feminine. Why this name? Are we excluding the men? Are we excluding anyone? And the answer is absolutely not. The reason is because when healing begins, it's important that we begin with what needs to be healed first. And right now on our planet, for humanity worldwide, the feminine, the sacred feminine heart needs to be healed. Why? Because if you look at the world, women have been the most suppressed group of people for eons of time. And yes, it's so much better in some places. And I'm so grateful for that. But I just want to share that we still have so much work to do in healing that sacred feminine part of our heart. Why not the masculine part? It is because as the feminine heart heals, it opens up our heart to be much more deeply self-loving, compassionate. It opens up to a new capacity, a new experience of love. And love is so healing. It ignites our inner knowing, our inner intuition, and it allows us to embrace more of who we are when we're able to love deeply, deeply, love and accept ourselves, feel compassion toward ourselves. And as we do this within our hearts open to become able to heal and balance with the divine masculine sacred heart. So both hearts are equally important, equally valuable, equally needed, and they must be treated as equal to balance. It's just that the healing momentum for humanity comes as we address the healing aspects of the divine feminine. And both men and women, or people of gender differences, have a heart that's half masculine and half feminine. And we may have a slight tendency to one or the other, but they need to be balanced. They need to work together. They need to complement each other and support each other. And we need to do that as human beings. So this is a representation of the microcosm within us that is an expression of what's out of balance. In the macrocosm, we are looking at a world that's really out of balance. How do we change that? We start by going within and doing our inner healing work. So I'm a medical intuitive. I've been doing this work for about 15 years. I've also worked with people on many different levels. So I want to take you on a journey about healing. But before we go deeper, I want to tell you I have a special gift for you. I'm so excited to share this with you. And I hope that you will really give me some feedback about it, what your experience is, what it does for you. On social websites, I really want to know what you think, what you feel, what your experience is. So this is a meditation, but it has some very special activations. And I'll tell you about those activations and how to get this free. You can have it. It's made for you at the very end. Because after I go through a little bit more explanation, you'll understand why this is so important. So this is what I want to talk to you about. It's about what is healing, besides opening yourself up to this amazing power of transformational, loving compassion. What is healing? Healing is bringing yourself back into wholeness of your body, your mind, and your spirit, and your soul. Now, I'm bringing in a lot more than just the physical body. Why? Because we are all of those things. Healing in the physical is important, and they're all interrelated, and they're all interconnected. But when you have something really significant going on, it's so important and so essential that you work with healing on all these levels, because the problem may not just be on the physical. Healing can be suppressive. If you're just suppressing the symptoms, they just go deeper inside of you. You've got to address what's really going on. You've got to have courage to look at your stuff and grow. For example, if you wanted to eat donuts and drink sodas all the time, that would not serve your health. But if you went to the doctor and you got a pill for it, it might suppress some of the symptoms, but it wouldn't solve the problem. So all aspects of healing are needed. I'm not saying that your medical doctors are not needed. I'm saying they're really valuable. They're a piece of the equation, but there's more. So I'm inviting you to look at a bigger picture, a broader perspective of healing, what is sacred. And life itself is sacred. Your heart, your soul, the infinite spirit that you are, the physical body, the emotions, and the consciousness that you are all sacred. You are sacred because life is sacred. It's a sacred gift. And we have lost touch as a human species with how sacred we are, how valuable we are. And healing is restoring that sacredness, that value that brings us back into the awareness, the experience, the healing process of knowing and claiming our wholeness again. So this is a very different way to look at things, but please stay with me. This is really powerful. When we are out of balance as people, we may be expressing our wounds, our traumas, life choices that have been founded in things that are not true, inequalities, things that are not respectful to ourselves as a human being, or maybe not respectful of others as a human being. But whatever it is, there's great potential for healing as we look at these things. The most powerful healing tool is the ability to look at ourselves with love and compassion. And as we look at returning to wholeness and harmony at all levels of our being, we need to look at a couple laws that humanity as a whole has been ignoring. These are universal laws that help us restore balance to our lives, help us live in harmony and peace where we can thrive and flourish. The first law is the law of love. The law of love is part of life. It flows through everything that's alive, not just people, the trees, the birds, the animals, the water, the planet. There's life there, and it is the very vibration of love. Because we are working with healing, with energy, vibration, and consciousness, we're going to look at some vibrational aspects, some conscious, emotional aspects, and the spiritual aspects, because we're all spiritual beings. Whether we're aware of it, avoiding it, or it's shut down, this is not about judgment at all. This is about how can we flourish and ignite. So when we look at consciousness, there is a vibration associated with it. It is a life-giving vibration. When we look at the study of vibration and sound, which is called cymatics, you can see that vibrations of sound that carry love create beautiful harmonic patterns. It's like the study of water, the study of plants. All of life responds to love. It also responds to hate, fear, anger, and just being ignored and neglected. So it's so important that we embrace this love energy. So you can see it in the study of sound. You can see it in the study of water. How much of your body is water? How much of your body is vibrational? Well, let's go back to the very concept of an atom. If you look at an atom, every single atom is made up of electrons that orbit around the nucleus. Those electrons are in states of vibration, and they are impacted, affected, and changed by conscious vibration, sound vibration, and energy vibration. So vibration can impact your energy and consciousness. Your energy and consciousness can impact vibration. This is really important in healing, and it works in such amazing ways. But my takeaway for you from this today is that all these pieces are so important in reaching our infinite potential. What is our greatest potential in life? How can we be our healthiest, most vibrant, amazing self? And that's not just the physical body. That's how can we have healthy, balanced emotions? How can we have a consciousness that's active and expansive and aware on multidimensional levels? How can we be in alignment with the infinite spirit of our soul? And I'm not going into a religious thing. I'm going into how you are wired on the energy level and on the consciousness level. And this is exciting to me because it is such a great potential for healing and transformation. We all have a human genome, and this is part of our gene patterning. It is activated as light is transformed into it. Our genome shifts with light. Now, what is light? Light is energy. Light is a particular frequency of energy. Light is energy that carries information or consciousness. We know from quantum physics that light can be impacted by consciousness. This is the very basis of quantum physics. Light impacts our consciousness, and it also impacts our human genome. So this is also part of an extraordinary potential to heal. Well, what is the source of that light? Well, let's talk about the source. This can be different for different people's belief systems, but I'm going to invite you to go beyond maybe your religious belief or your scientific belief and just open to the possibilities of understanding. It is like the source of all life. Now, to you, that may be the source of creation, the source God, another name for God, whatever name it may be. It may be, if you're looking at it from a scientific point of view, you may think of it as the Big Bang. And I'm not saying it's all the same, but I'm saying conceptually, there is a recognition that there is a source of life, a source from which new life comes forth from. And that source is light, and it is pure love, whether you look at it as a divine matrix or as source energy on its own, whether you look at it as God energy. It is a source of light that infuses your energy system. It comes down in through the top of your head and infuses your chakra systems, your nervous system, your divine genome system. This is powerful. But let's talk about our soul. So as we go into the soul realm, whether you are religious, spiritual, or none of those, most people recognize that there is something to us beyond just our physical experience, and that is a soul. Okay, we are done.
Thank you for joining me today. To get your free gift, a meditation to deepen your loving compassion, visit my website healingyoursacredfeminine.com, where you can find out more about my online classes or a one-on-one feminine wisdom clarity session with me. May you be blessed. Namaste.